Hello, you guys. Look what I found in my garage. A bucket of potatoes that I had left before we went away for 4 months. And obviously they have sprouted. So I'm going to plant them. These are Norland Red and Yukon Gold potatoes that I grew last year. And then some of them I saved to plant again this year as seed potatoes, and obviously they are growing. So I'm going to put these in the ground, or on the ground actually, and cover them up. So we'll go through planting together, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what this thing is that's growing out of the top, this chit, C-H-I-T, and what it's all about. So red Norland potatoes and Yukon Gold potatoes are what is known as a determinate potato. And there are differences between indeterminate and determinate, just like there are indeterminate and indeterminate tomatoes. The really rough overhead high sky view is that determinate potatoes, tomatoes, or any plant has a basic determination of how big the plant is going to be. It's predestined, it's predetermined by the genetics of the plant. Indeterminate can grow and grow and grow and grow until it's somehow stopped, either by cutting or blocking. There's a lot of different techniques. So the other difference in potatoes is that determinates grow wide and flat. They grow one layer. Indeterminates will grow deep, so that's when you really have to dig out the potatoes. But you can tell from these chits, see, this is growing, but it's already, you see that little potato? It's already setting potatoes on some of these. So it's trying to grow wide and set potatoes already. So this is where the potatoes come from. I guess you could think of this as a root. This is what grows out of the eyes. But some of these, like this, is going to leaf out. It's going to become the leaf. I'm not sure really how to tell the two apart. I need to do some more research on that. Like this is definitely going to become a leaf, which will at some point flower. So we've got both going on here. Oh, actually the end of this looks like it's going to grow up and flower. So maybe they're both roots. Let's get that more focused for you. Both roots and leaves. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you know about that? So what we're going to do, since I'm a deep mulch gardener, is that I'm going to just set the potatoes on the chips, and then I'm going to bring in mulch and just cover them up. So letting these sprout in the bucket wasn't the brightest thing in the world I've ever done. And the reason why is that with these chits formed, if you break them off whilst you're trying to untangle this mess, the potato will stop sending out that shoot because it's been broken off, and it will put energy into regrowing it rather than putting energy into growing potatoes. So I have to be extremely careful and try to unwind these as best I can, which is really ridiculous. What the hell was I thinking? I wasn't. That's the problem. Gotta think sometimes, right? So I'm going to try to unwind some of these, but all I'm going to do then is take the potato and take it over to somewhere in my bed. I've already got one here and one there, and I'm just going to set it down, and then what I'm going to do is come in and backfill with dirt. Now again, because these are determinate, I should probably move that one a little bit. They're going to grow flat and wide, around rather than deep. So this is just a fine way to plant these. Could I cut these? Yes. If I cut a potato, I will get bigger potatoes and, bigger potatoes. So I could cut this and have a chit on each cut, or maybe two on a cut, and that's what I've done before. But I found out that if you just leave this the way it is, you'll get almost as many potatoes, but they're smaller. And I like small potatoes. I don't necessarily need a big jacketed baked potato. I like fingerlings and small potatoes, so that's what we're going to do with these. We're not going to cut them this year. We're just going to let them grow. So there you have it. This is how we're going to plant potatoes this year, and we'll check out the harvest. There are some potatoes that got put in the fall, and they're actually coming up. Looks like I have a little blight on this one, so I'm probably going to pull it. Actually, I'll just do that now. Pull that potato, put the seed potato in the top and get rid of it. No blight, no potato blight. So that's how we're doing potatoes. Wish me luck on unscrambling all this, and we'll see you later. So I decided to use a technique that I've used with starts before when things have grown together, and to separate them, I've plunged them in and out of water. And then that makes it easier to separate. See? Seems like it might work. At least we have more room to work with. Let's take a look. So now I should be, yeah, that's going to work just fine. So now these have lengthened, and now the mass has kind of separated a little bit, and now I have the ability to pull out these potatoes one at a time, but use both hands so you don't get greedy. Right on. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. Back to work.